Right.
Welcome to the TalkOver. My name is Trent, and I got Brandon with me today. How's it going, man?
Hello, I'm Brandon.
We are
It's
here.
going good.
We're here to tell you to stop talking over movies. It's rude. Leave it to us, the professionals. This is the TalkOver, and today we're going to be talking over Smokey and the Bandit. This. I have been so excited. I have bothered everyone about we're going to be watching Smokey and the Bandit this Friday. I just want to watch Smokey and the Bandit. Um,
Any good reason, right?
Yeah, well, so normally it's at this point in the show that I would, ask why we're watching, this particular movie. You didn't pick this one though. Um, we were
I
talking
didn't.
we were talking about it a lot while I was still sort of coming up with what this is, and it was hard to explain what this is to somebody. And I was like, obviously you're going to be invited on it, and I was like, pick a movie, and you're like, man, I can't pick a movie, and I was like really close to just being like no, we need you to pick one. But then I stopped and I thought, there's exactly one movie that I would want to watch with you that I know you haven't seen. And it's one of my favorite movies of all time. So what do you know about Smokey and the Bandit? Like just from like the zeitgeist, just from like osmosis, like cultural osmosis. What do you know about the movie?
Uh, there's a run somewhere. I think Atlanta's involved, but
Yes.
Atlanta to Texas or something.
Sure. There's Atlanta. There's Texas.
Yeah. I don't know what they're going to get or why they're running, but I know that they are, and somebody's after them. And young Sally Field is hot. Of course, it's going to be okay. So the prohibition thing, I guess, dry county type thing.
Sorta. I'll get into that when we get in the movie. What's interesting, I love that you brought up Sally Field. They actually didn't want her in this movie because they didn't think she was hot enough. Because she had been doing, I know, because she had been doing
God.
the Flying
I
Nun.
can tell you how bad I know, and I felt bad about the stuff that I would want to do to a nun. But Sally Field as a nun's no joke, man.
Well, Burt Reynolds pushed for it, and it's no surprise that like later on they ended up dating for a hot minute after this movie was made. But before I start telling all of those stories and all this, that, and the other.
So Sally Field got a mustache ride.
She
Oh, she absolutely did.
Well, here's the thing. We find out later he takes his hat off for one thing and one thing only. We'll see what that is. So before we get
the same thing I take mine off for.
See, I don't for mine. We're going to do a little bit of housekeeping here at the beginning. If you're watching this on Twitch, thank you. Thanks for joining us. Hit the follow button. Help us out. Also, if you go check it out over on YouTube, there'll be a link on the channel to go check out the VODs of this. It should be up tomorrow. And so that way you have a lot of opportunities of places to watch this with no commercials, things like that, ads. It's going to make it harder to watch it, while if an ad happens, it's going to get out of sync because in a few minutes, I'm actually just going to throw up a little timer here. And then that way you can sync to us talking over the movie. You got some food. What are you eating tonight, man?
I made homemade hamburger macaroni.
Okay.
Or cheeseburger macaroni or whatever.
Right on.
That I got from the official Yellowstone cookbook, not a sponsor.
I was gonna say it's definitely not. They didn't pay me shit.
No, I've never seen the show, but Erica watched it. And I just so happened,
the show Yellowstone.
Yeah, I've never seen the show, but Erica's watched it. And I was walking through Target and I was like, oh, look at there. And I opened it up.
Uh-huh.
And the first page I opened it up to was like this hamburger helper, cheeseburger macaroni type stuff.
That's what they eat in the show Yellowstone.
Apparently one of the characters cooks it. And I was like, well, shit, I like that.
It's
about the book.
It's the show that's like everybody's favorite show they haven't seen. I have some snacks. I picked up a giant box of cantaloupe. That might or might not be a joke later. But here we're gonna get this started here in a moment. In a minute, I'm gonna count 3, 2, 1, go, and we're gonna hit play on go. You can find it on Peacock right now if you have the ad-free version. If you're watching with ads and you're watching this later on, you can always catch things back up. It's no big deal. But you can also find it for rent in all kinds of other places. I think Peacock's trying to buy up or like keep up all the Universal stuff because they've got like all the Fast and Furious movies and anything wonderful and Universal. It seems to be on Peacock these days. But you can also find it at the other places. But okay, before we get into anything else, are you ready?
Yeah, I got mine queued up. It's I see the old Universal stars.
All right. Here we go. Do I have everything ready? I never have all my stuff ready. I always ask everybody else, and then mine's not ready.
I'm already 4 seconds in.
Well, you're ahead of us then. So back it up to 1. Get it back on 1. This is very important.
I just hit the back 10 seconds, and I'm just kidding.
Okay, it's in
now. I'm at the end. Now I'm at the end. I'm just kidding.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go. This is the best part of my day. I'm watching Smokey and
I
the
hope we got the
Bandit.
same one.
I'm
You say Universal across the screen right now?
yeah.
Okay.
There are
it's the same movie.
there are 6 of these. There's no 7.
How many are we watching tonight?
All 7. No. So there's 3 that are considered like real movies, and then there's 4 made for TV movies. There's Beauty and the Bandit, Bandit Gone Country, Silver Angel, and then Bandit: Bandit, Bandit. And they're all terrible. This is the only good one. I saw this when I was 7, and I told my dad. I was so excited, but I saw the second one first, and I was like, Dad, there's this movie, and it's about the Bandit. It's called Smokey and the Bandit 2.
I hope I do not cut my TV off right now.
Okay, me too.
I lost my remote.
Okay, is it?
Oh, can you hear the movie over me?
I can.
Okay, so let me cut that down a little bit.
Yeah, you got subtitles.
I'm about to.
Okay.
I just want to make sure that we're on the same.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah. Yeah, if you can turn it down just a little more. There we go.
Tell me you can't hear it now.
So right now, this is the I believe it's called the Ballad of the Bandit or the Legend. That's what this is called. This song. All the music.
That's my favorite one.
Most of the music in it is made by Jerry Reed, who plays the Snowman. But he's basically. I have this idea that more movies need songs about the movie that you're about to watch or that you just watched. And this is one of them because it tells you everything you need to know about the legend of the Bandit.
That's like Christmas Vacation. That song goes so well with that movie.
Yeah. Or Holiday Road.
Yeah. It was just on something recently that it didn't make sense on. What was it on? The Bear. It was on the Bear. It didn't make sense on the Bear.
I heard it somewhere else too. I think maybe Twisted Metal had. No, they wouldn't have had it. They would have been something else.
That was a good show.
That was a good show. Yeah. So basically,
that's not graffiti. Like somebody, that company paid for that on the side of the truck.
That's the Bandit's rig, man. That's his truck. He drives that around for work. That's his office. So
okay. So a man called Bandit from Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
I told you.
So the story of they tell in the song is that one time his truck, the air brakes went out. And so he had this whole load and he's coming down a hill about the speed of sound. And everybody's like, how'd you stop the truck? And he's like, I just, ran along beside it and dragged my feet. Because he's the Bandit. Okay. He's a man of legend.
He Flintstone it.
Yeah. This is the best shirt a truck driver's ever wore.
Oh, wow.
Isn't it? And those pants. And that belt.
Yeah. He looks like he could be like Papa Brady.
Like he's a truck driver. So weird.
Nah, I believe that one in the back. I believe he is. The other ones are too small.
And a bolo tie, this guy.
Yeah, it looks like it was a bolo out for him. Look at all them cops. Look at all them Smokies. Uh-oh.
You may have to turn it down a little bit. It's totally coming through on the mic.
Oh.
Yeah. Can you you probably do mute and then just hit spacebar when you want to talk?
No, we're good right there. If you're good.
Yeah, I think it's fine.
Yeah, I can just read it.
Well, there's also music and stuff, man. So I was gonna say, if you just switch to the mute, you can turn the volume up.
That is a fancy Eldorado.
It has the horns on the back too. I've never thought about doing that because cows don't normally have horns on the back.
If they do, they're being pushed.
Yeah.
Oh, dang.
I've driven a car as fast as I could in this location. This is, I think, the parking lot for the Atlanta Motor Speedway.
Those outfits.
Yeah. This is
what are the arrows pointing down to?
This is big and little Edith Burdett, man. These are, some might think that they are the villains of the story. They're not. They are but a force of nature. I love these guys. The little guy, little Enus, he was in Baby Driver not that long ago. He was the butcher. He sold them.
Oh dang, that doesn't look like something you ought to be doing.
Well, he was selling like arms, illegal weapons. Look, here he is.
All right, now I'm gonna be able to cut it up. I put my AirPods in. I don't know why I didn't think about that earlier.
Oh, you're a smart boy.
Yeah, now I got
You
the
got to
movie
hear
in my
this.
right ear.
You got to turn it up for this.
Okay, it's up. It's up.
The most iconic laugh of all time. Look, he's in a zebra print freaking what are they called? Hammock. Chad says that Trent only takes his hat off for the talkover. I had to wear a hat last week. My hair was kind of long.
They look like they work at a carnival. It's the same size hat. They got the same size hat. Don't fit either one of them.
He slams them later. He makes fun of them later. He tells
he should like. Look, there's some stuff where I'm like, I try to teach my kids. Look, don't make fun of people over stuff they can't help. Disabilities, the way they look.
But they picked out those out. Well, one of them picked out those outfits
but
for
if
sure.
it's something you can help, a haircut, something that you wear, music that you listen to, the way you dance.
Hold up.
That's fair game.
Music and dance, they move you. You don't move to them. So that's you gotta.
Well, I might judge you for the way that it makes you move.
So, hang on, he's telling the plot. It's a good thing that I made a show where we talk over it.
Yeah, I was like, this was like the important part.
It kind of is. It's all front loaded.
Dad, I thought they were brothers.
No. It's his daddy, big and little Enus Burdett.
He looks like the what's that little kid's name from Gravity Falls? Little like
I don't watch Gravity Falls.
Politician one. I don't know if there's anybody young listening to this. They'll know what I'm talking about.
All the kids that are like, oh my God, they're finally talking over Smokey and the Bandit. Oh man. That'll give me a reason to stop playing Fortnite. Don't kids all play Fortnite now? Isn't that's current?
I think so.
All right. So basically he's got a guy running in the Southern Classic, so a race, and they want to celebrate on Sunday. You could not truck Coors beer east of Texas back then because I didn't know this at the time. Way back in the 70s, they didn't put a lot of what's the stuff called? Like preservatives in Coors Banquet. And so that was just kind of a function of it being bad for you if it stayed out too long. Like after you poured it, I think they said you had to sell it within 28 hours or something like that. So they bet him that he can't get to Texarkana, Texas, where they make it, bring it back within 28 hours. The most heartbreaking thing for me growing up was when Google Maps was invented, and I was like, I want to look up how long this trip is. It only takes like 20 hours to do this, by the way. I was like the biggest. I was like, are you telling me that Smokey the Bandit's bullshit?
Oh, that kid's going to get hit. Move out of the way.
You know how it is.
I thought he was going to swing right in front of the truck.
Yeah, you know it is. There's like 100 kids at a
Uncle
house.
Bandit. Okay, so his actual name's Bandit. Okay.
Well, that's Bo.
I thought it was Bandit because of the run. I didn't realize that. Look at them curlers.
I think her name's Linda McClure. She was just on a podcast, I think called Retrozest. And she was Hal Neiman's wife. They met on this. The director.
Fancy stoves. Ovens.
This house is so of its time.
Fancy. That whole house, everything in it is just nice.
Yeah. It's very wood panel. Again, this would have came out in 77, so I would have made it like 76. Second highest grossing movie of 77. Do you know what it took to beat Smoking the Bandit at the movie theater?
77?
77.
Star Wars movie come out?
Yeah, Star Wars. If Star Wars had waited 1 year, this would have been the #1 movie in 1977.
Fun fact, the same year that Star Wars came out was the last year that they used the guillotine in France.
Oh my God.
So in case you wanted to know that, that's how recent that was.
It's a big year, man.
Yeah, big year for everybody. Something bad must have happened. Ooh.
Everybody just knows the band is up to some scheme or something. So he's just like, no, man. He's like, well, come on, you're my best friend.
How old was he in this movie?
Young. So this was like ish. Like he was probably, he had to be like maybe 40, early 40s. But Hal Needham made this movie. He was his roommate for a while. He was a stuntman, and so they like actors always wanted to be stuntmen. Stuntmen wanted to be actors. So they were hanging out. Hal was going through a divorce, and he's like, "Just move into one of my houses." And so they were just like bachelors together for the longest time, and just palling it up. And Hal writes this movie, goes to Universal, and they're like, "We'll make it if you get your roommate to be in it." And Burt had been saying that he thought that action comedy was the way forward. He thought that was the next big thing, and he also didn't think that he could hang with like Paul Newman, Robert
Oh,
Redford.
he nailed the 80s. 80s action comedies, like
he was ahead of his time. I mean, the MCU. The only reason it's so successful is because they nailed action comedy. We got to be quiet. The next most important person in the movie is about to show up.
Oh,
yeah,
I'm excited about this part.
Oh, gee, yeah, that's it right there.
A party.
So Snowman's Jerry Reed. He wrote the music for it. You know the song Eastbound and Down?
Yep.
Okay. So
Rolling Up and Trucking.
Yeah, it's in it. He wrote it for this movie. He wrote it while they were making the movie.
Huh.
I don't know who Lester and Earl is. I didn't look up that fact.
Probably not super important. Hey, walkie-talkies.
Well, they might be, far apart. And CB radios are way cooler. You get a handle. You get to say breaker 19.
This is all that confuses me.
Man, remember when we put a CB radio on my Scion?
I do remember.
I never got anybody to talk to me. I drove around that damn thing on for weeks.
They probably saw you and they're like, "Don't talk to the guy in the Scion."
No. This guy's a narc or something. It's something up with him in that little car. I never talked to a single person on that thing. I was so damn mad.
I thought about putting one in the Jeep, but then I was like, nah.
Well, nobody will talk to you. Maybe they'll talk to you.
God, that dog is so high.
Dude, that's Fred, man. Fred's the business. He handles
Fred's eyes are so red.
I know. Because all his skin's drooping off of him. He's a droopy dog. He's so tired. Everything's tired about him.
Fred approves.
So, yeah, there's a lot of things going on around this time period that's interesting. So the beer thing, it was kind of a function of, dry counties and things like that. Mostly it was the shipping regulations, but there were I heard that Gerald Ford was having Coors Banquet shipped secretly to the White House. That's what I hear. I can't back that up.
I believe it.
But it was a big thing. People really wanted it because you couldn't get it here. And a lot of this was shot across. They say it was shot across Alabama, but it's I think mostly Georgia is what they ended up using. This looks like a road that we would have driven on to go to work regularly.
Yeah,
looks like Alexandria.
I wonder if they get I wonder if they're in Sonoya, and if they got one of the little plaques in Sonoya.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe like what we saw for at the place with all the Footloose.
Yeah, where they filmed Walking Dead and stuff. Yeah, Footloose, fried green tomatoes.
Yeah, that was crazy. That was cool. That was so cool. They were just houses next to all of that, just like a neighborhood.
Erica and I went whenever we went to Atlanta. We'll go to Atlanta for Matchbox 20, I think.
Okay.
A couple months ago. But anyways, we rode through there, and whenever you and I went, they had the big metal walls up because they were still filming The Walking Dead, so they still had it blocked off. When Erica and I went up there, all that was taken down. You can drive through the town now.
Oh man.
Yeah.
What I love about this movie is that this is just the first act, and they're almost in Texas. That's not even a thing. The whole rest of it is just the damn ride back, because you don't have to worry about getting pulled over on the way there.
Yeah, nobody ever gets pulled over on the way. It's always when you have the contraband.
If they do, all right. So a speeding ticket. So yeah, national speed limit was instituted.
Oh shit!
A few years before that. So everywhere was 55. OPEC was happening. There's a lot. The 70s is an interesting time, especially for cars. There was tons of car movies. In 76, there was 2 Cannonball Run movies that weren't even the Cannonball Run movies we know of. And Vanishing Point was, I think, a few years before that. And it was on everybody's mind. It was the zeitgeist, cars in the road, things like that.
Oh, did he just break the third wall?
Yeah.
Or the fourth wall?
Yeah, he's the Bandit, dog.
Oh, man.
You know what he looked at? You know what he was looking at?
He looked into my soul.
Yeah, directly into it. He's the legend. You felt it.
He did. I did. Okay. I thought I felt the mustache.
It tickled
up here.
Well,
it tingled a little bit up here.
I have kind of a theory about the stash because he didn't rock it a lot before this movie. Before this movie, he was compared to Marlon Brando a lot. If you look at a lot of his younger pictures, he looks like him. And he was in a restaurant one night with another dude that was.
I know a fun fact about Marlon Brando. You finish your story first, though.
Yeah, so
I don't want to talk over you.
So Bert's in a restaurant one night, and they're like, "You got to meet Marlon Brando." He takes him over to him, and Brando doesn't even acknowledge him, doesn't shake his hand, doesn't look up at him, nothing. Brando seems like a dick, but he just didn't want to acknowledge him because everybody in the news was like, "This is the new Marlon Brando." And it was after that he grew the mustache, started doing action comedy, quit doing serious acting. I kind of feel like that was a changing point for him with that Brando meeting, I feel. What's your fun fact about Brando? It's got to be way more fun than that.
I'm not sure. Some movie that he did in the 50s.
Streetcar Named Desire?
Maybe. But anyways, it was the one where he wore just a plain white t-shirt through most of the movie. It was the first time white t-shirts were only undergarments at the time. People didn't wear t-shirts out into public.
Mm-hmm. That makes a lot of sense.
In the movie, it popped a huge surge and people started wearing it. So, everybody wearing t-shirts today, you kind of have Marlon Brando to thank for that.
Oh, I really don't want to thank Marlon Brando. He started that's cool. Yeah, I remember my granddad never went. I don't think he ever went anywhere in a t-shirt. The t-shirt was always the undershirt.
Yeah, it was always a button up.
I should have got him a graphic tee that said no fear or something, got him into
no fear.
Got him into graphic tees.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, nobody's there at the plant, so they're like, I don't care. We're getting this beer. So they also didn't pay for a truckload of Coors. I want to point that out as well. You can't just note.
Okay, so he's about to pay for the beer twice. Truckers do it best.
They do. It's all the wheels. No, I ain't paying for it twice. Ain't nobody paying for that beer.
Hell, I got to go. Hell, I got to go.
Dude, Jerry Reed is the coolest, man. I love him. I love his voice. I love his style.
Oh, Spider-Man. All right, Marvel references.
What?
It said, well, my subtitles down there said, "Hey, Spider-Man."
It's meant to say Snowman. I don't know why your subtitles call
I know. That's what
Jerry Reed the Snowman, Spider-Man. Wow.
They spelled boogieing right.
What's interesting about that? So I watched this movie mostly on TBS and TNT when I was a kid, and it was very Ted Turnerized. So anytime there's a swear word, they used a weird other substitution for it. So here's the real story. This is the real plot. The beer is an afterthought. Yes. I like that shot because it barks in a second.
They're talking to each other like they've known each other forever.
He's just charismatic, man. I'm telling you that. Look, this movie was important to me. I was at a very young age, very impressionable, and what stood out to me was the way that the Bandit treated everyone. Even the bad guy, he kind of gasses him up a little bit. Everybody that he meets, he's cool with them, and everybody knows the Bandit. When I was a kid, I was like, I want to be the Bandit. I want to ride around with my best friend with the T-tops off, and I want everybody to think I'm cool, and I want brides to jump in my car. That's all I want. Is it too much to ask God?
We got to do some of that.
We did.
You're riding T-tops with me.
Fun fact about T-tops, the T stands for Trent.
I don't think that's accurate, but I like it. See, look at young Sally Field.
She's awesome. She's gorgeous, and she's great in it. She's hilarious. No, she was
she's hot.
perfect. She was perfect casting. Oh, I forgot. I was saving this for when we're chucking beer. Now I can have my
definitely
Coors
not
Banquet.
getting married.
Oh, I haven't had one of those in a while.
Oh,
she got Walmart feet though. Sorry, call like I see it.
dancer.
Got her.
Bigger than mine. I was like, I know she's not trying to get in the back seat. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I guess we should talk about this a little bit right now. So yeah, Brandon and I have known each other.
It.
Yeah. Brandon and I went to high school together. He's my best friend since 16. And when I was 17, I bought a 1982 280ZX with T-tops. I bought the one you want, not the 2+2. It was the cool one. It had the inline 6 and the turbo. It was fast. It was way too fast for a teenager to have. But I didn't put. Oh, here comes evil. But I didn't like putting the T-tops on and off. I kept them off as much as there were times I thought I was going to get rained on because I would leave them at home because I put speakers in the back of the car so I couldn't put the T-tops there. I don't think Brandon ever used the door on that car the whole time that I drove it. I remember the first time
T-tops were off.
Yeah, the first time you grabbed it, hopped in, and I remember there was a moment of hey, but then I stopped and I was like, nah, it's cool.
I was definitely the definition. I was scrub like crazy.
It was cool.
Nobody's hats fit. That guy's kind of fits.
What are you talking about? The Bandit's hat is perfect. Secondly, I think Justice's hat. This dude is more evil than Vader, even though they went up against each other.
It's a pork pie hat.
Look, it is. It's cool. Listen, did Vader ever do that? Did Vader ever do that? Why did Star Wars make more money than this? Why?
I don't know. Space Cowboy. Let's just.
Chad's asking, he can't help but wonder how it's not suspicious that they have a giant mural of a stagecoach robbery on the side of the truck. Yeah, earlier in the movie, Big and Little Enus Burdett pointed at the truck and said, any man that would paint his truck like that would go to a minister's funeral wearing feathers. And I don't know what that means. But yeah, no, he goes where he goes from place to place doing what he does best, which is showing off.
Did you know that whenever you call shotgun in somebody's vehicle, it comes from the stagecoaches?
Yeah, because the side guy would ride shotgun. I play a lot of D&D.
Yeah, he would carry a shotgun to keep bandits from robbing the stagecoaches.
Absolutely, man.
Originated with Wells Fargo. They were the first ones to have shotguns.
Really?
Wells Fargo bank transportation.
They should make that part of their slogan. Wells Fargo.
Yeah, or at least a logo.
First ones to have shotgun. First one to call shotgun.
First one to call shotgun. That would be a good one. I know. Yep.
Wells Fargo, hit me up. Hit me up.
Yeah. We'll do it for some overdraft protection.
I'll do it for a toaster. So I want you to. So now, Buford T. Justice, Jackie Gleason, celebrated law officer of over 50 years. I don't remember how many years it is. This is where the next part of this is where it's like, all right.
He's got a Coors shirt, man. Coors was really how much they have to pay.
Here's the thing, though. It was the South in the 70s. Who didn't have a Coors shirt?
Yeah, that's fair.
Like, that's probably his shirt. And they were like, oh, perfect. He showed up on the day.
I think my uncle still got Coors signs in his garage.
Absolutely. His hat fits perfectly. How dare you?
His does.
His hat fits perfectly. Her hat fits perfectly.
I mean, it fits like a 70s trucker hat.
So in the second one,
now he would hold the phone up now to FaceTime and be like, "Look at this. This is Lawrence Summer."
I'm glad that you brought that up. We're gonna take a break at the hour mark. When we come back from it, I'm gonna tell you about my pitch for when I remake this movie.
Oh.
So people that are watching right now, I'm gonna need your help with launching a campaign. So definitely come back after the break.
Yeah, I wanna be Snowman. I have an IMDb now. I've got to, I need to add some more to my
Well,
portfolio.
okay, so I wanted to, you know what? This is going to be way more talking over than normal. We're not saying shit about this movie, and I don't care because I wanted to talk to you about this. You know how in your own head you're the hero of your story. You're the main character, right?
Okay, yeah.
There have been times where the way I saw it, I was the bandit and you were the snowman. Having said that, this snowman can't fight. And you're the last fist that I want to be punched by. I've seen you lay dudes out. So, like, that's where it stops. But also, the snowman is the guy that makes it happen. You'll see in the end. The snowman is the homie. He's the OG. He's the cool. The bandit's trying. The snowman is just being. So that's my I don't want to give you the secondary. I feel weird about it. But if it was going to be any, it would be snowman.
Okay.
So I was just breaking that
I just
up.
didn't want to. I didn't want to come out here and just be like, I'm a lead. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it's only in my head canon. So
right now, my only actor credit is a supplier.
Supplier. Yeah, I can't wait to see that. It's gonna be hilarious. It's gonna be awesome.
It's probably gonna be hilarious.
I think the movie is actually gonna be pretty good. I like some of the like pictures and stuff that you showed me. I think it could something like that indie made. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. We'll have to talk. We'll have to talk over it.
We absolutely could.
Oh man,
we're gonna do. They're supposed to do some kind of like premiere. They're gonna let me know whenever that is.
Also, Aaron is in the chat. Hi, Aaron.
Premiere.
Yeah, we should definitely do some kind of a premiere. I wouldn't mind doing like newer movies too, like on this. But we're still in the infancy. This is like episode 5. Yeah, Buford T. Justice is the epitome of evil.
Oh man,
yeah,
he's talking about some boobies.
He's talking about his what would have been future daughter-in-law boobies. He also talks about Junior's mom, aka his wife.
Wait a second. So was Sally Field supposed to marry his son?
Yes.
Oh,
she ran out on the wedding, and it was.
I gathered that, but I didn't know who groom was.
Yeah, Junior.
Oh, so
that
Little
beefcake.
Justice. She done ran out on Little Justice.
Yep,
that's
Junior Justice.
Name.
Absolutely, Little Justice.
Justice Junior. JJ.
I like the way he says daddy because it sounds like Southern dudes I know that call their dad daddy. I had a couple of friends that their dads were daddies.
With the E, like D-E.
Daddy.
Like
there's
daddy,
a lot of air.
Daddy.
A lot of A's. D-A-H-D-E-Y. Daddy.
Hi, y'all. Welcome to the show from people from Alabama.
Which I didn't give
He's always on the wrong side of the road.
What?
Oh, man. Yeah. And that dude's playing with it right in front of the mirror.
Mm-hmm.
Objects in mirror larger than they appear.
That's why I use the rear view, yeah.
He's on the wrong side.
That's what I told the officer. It says it on there. You didn't try it. Now, here we go. This is where it's like, why?
Oh, damn, I just noticed this turquoise ring.
What? Oh, yeah, dude. He was steezing for no reason.
I bet he's 162 Indian.
He might be, man.
I'm saying everybody in the South is
162nd
Indian.
Especially too, he typically had like a little bit of a darker complexion. He had the really dark hair. Makes sense. I mean, maybe could it be like I don't know.
And it'd have to be fun taking these old cars and just like slinging them around dirt roads.
Mm-hmm. Look.
Now, do you know if they were actually doing any driving or are they towing?
Ah, great question. The stunt driver for both Smokey and the for both Burt Reynolds and Sally Field met on this movie, got married when they made the second one. So it is stunt driving. It is being towed by a trailer. A lot of the talking is being like that's probably rear projection. But then there's like some real shots, and also too, Burt was one of those actors that every now and then would be like, "Let me do the stunt." But they were on this one. They were like, "We can't let you do that." I know it's being directed by a stuntman, and you think you're a stuntman, but like we got way too much tied up in the shit.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So the two people in that car right there are now married. I think.
Adorable.
They might got. I didn't follow them after the wedding. I don't know what their Twitter is.
He's quick.
Yeah. So what's weirder? A bride that wants to get in my car, or the car I got into is running from the police and bootlegging an entire semi truck painted to look like somebody stealing stuff to Georgia. Chad says pissing cock count is 2 so far. just you wait. That's a 10-100, by the way.
What's a 10-100?
Taking a pee. It's better than a 10-200.
I bet that's a Duke.
More than likely. No, that's a 10-300.
Oh. Ooh. 25 minutes ahead of schedule.
Oh man. There comes evil.
He's about to make the speed limit go 110. Uh-oh.
That was definitely Ted Turnerized the ass word.
Yeah.
He also says some.
You know what would be a great part to hear right now?
What's that?
Like, candy cane.
It's right. I'm just having fun with you, man. I wish I could still do that super well. So it's interesting that you bring up Joyride because I will be talking about that later as well. Oh, I can do my joke now. Yeah, I got cantaloupe to eat because if you lose your wedding dress, you cantaloupe.
Oh, man.
I thought about this while I was at the grocery store.
Oh, man. Dad jokes.
Now I have
to
eat this whole damn cantaloupe for that bad joke. Oh, it's so much.
It wasn't worth it.
I didn't even want it. I was just like, cantaloupe.
Is this where he goes up underneath the semi? Oh, that's a different movie.
Yeah, it's when they smuggled DVD players.
That's what her concern is. She doesn't have a handle.
Well, if you're gonna die, you want something on the tombstone.
Yeah, okay. I guess so. Oh God.
Now, I would
That's a felony.
When I was a kid, I wondered if that was an accident because a lot of these movies, like car movies from the 70s, Gone in 60 Seconds, they wreck one of the Eleanors into a power pole and just flee the scene because they didn't have permits. I know that they did that on purpose because I've seen the behind the scenes shot. They're like right next to that car when it happens. Like as close as that appears, that's how close I guess they didn't want to zoom. But these maniacs were just right there next to that happening, and he just nailed it. We may have missed it, but there's a part where Buford goes, "As soon as I get home, I'm punching your mama in the mouth."
Why I oughta.
He's the most evil, but he says "some bitch" a lot, and on TNT they changed to "scum bum." So I was an adult before I realized that scum bum. Yeah, that's the best they could come up. That's their yippee melon farmer.
Oh dang!
Shit out. Ah! Can you imagine not pulling over for a cop and just hitting him? Watch Sally Field. Liar.
I don't know.
I make that face on a daily basis 4 or 5 times where I just go.
I make that other one where you just give up. You're like,
yeah, that's what it is. I don't know and I don't care anymore. I love this guy. He has no idea what's coming through Arkansas, man. He's like, yeah, right. I got this.
That's a Big 10-4.
So nobody told him to shave that pencil thin mustache. He just did it. He felt like it was right. He showed up and they were like, I think so. Yeah. You know what? Yeah. Yeah.
It goes good with the pork pie hat.
Dude, I love that hat, man. I think it's great on him. He looks like he's in an indie band.
Germans.
I love it. His son is like, shut up one asshole at a time. But
oh, is this where we pause it?
You know what? 2 episodes ago, I paused it right on Daniel Radcliffe's ass when he took the break. It couldn't have been better. Yeah, Swiss Army Man.
I don't think I've seen that one yet.
Ooh, you'd like that. It's a good one. You could watch the TalkOver with.
I got it saved. That's every time. I think in the past week I watched one episode of Suits.
Oh man.
That's all the TV I watched.
And the only movie you're watching this week is Smokey and the Bandit,
This is
which
a
is the way it
treat for
should
me.
be.
This is a treat for me.
Yeah. Yeah, isn't it fun?
Last movie I watched was Blue Beetle.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I didn't mind it.
You didn't mind it? I'll check it out eventually. It's on something right now, I noticed.
Yeah, I think it's on. Yeah, because I got it $5 movie night at AMC.
Oh, right on. Oh, yeah. That's right. I love this guy. For starters, his rims are painted seafoam green. I'm 99% sure that's Alexandria, Alabama. That one shot in particular. I know the road.
Uh-oh.
Oh, here we go, baby. Light them up.
Yep. Just right through a field. That's
like
what
it looks like they're
right
driving
Sally's
through
field.
like one of my cousin's houses. You know what I mean?
Somebody gonna be mad. They just put the sheets out on the line.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're covered in dust.
All the cops left this one guy. Get in the car. Nobody wanted to ride with him.
No God.
Chad's right. The Germans have nothing to do with this.
Yeah, this right here looks like the part where in Scooby Doo they play the upbeat music.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Just the chase. Scooby Dooby Doo. Bandit
Where
2.
are you?
Yep.
I like the way you stayed out of infringement.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Although I think, is that the guy that was standing on the? No, that's a different yokel.
Well, that dude's just calm and collected, just flying through the forest.
He controls all of Arkansas. He is not worried about this pissant bandit or the Germans.
Oh.
By the way, I didn't do a Confederate flag warning for this one. That just is that was the Georgia state flag. I can't do a whole lot about that. when there's a 20 of them in Days of Thunder, I can give you a warning. He's from Georgia. I don't know what to tell you. They didn't ask me. I wasn't there.
I wasn't even born yet.
No. Didn't ask nobody in my family neither. They're in Alabama.
I bet this bridge is slightly inclined. Oh, how convenient.
He's the bandit.
I like that when bridges like collapse.
Well, if you or I did it, it wouldn't work.
This.
Well, if you or I did it, it wouldn't work.
Or if you're a cop, it wouldn't.
No, exactly. See,
why don't
you need
to
be
hit the ramp?
You need to be Burt Reynolds. You need to be Sally Field. You need to be Keanu Reeves, or you need to be Sandra Bullock.
You could also. Now that's got to come out of his pay. You could also be Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, but he used the ramp from a rollback.
I'm sure he would find a ramp somewhere. I'd have to watch some of his other movies.
You just make a ramp.
I'm sure he's done it. Oh, you can't say that these days. You get killed.
Yeah, well, I think there's a subtext that Justice is a tad racist. I think that's why I think he's more evil than Vader.
Yeah, okay, I got you.
Yeah, man, kicks a dude
I
in the
do see him being
hates his wife. And then there's this line, and it's like, nah. I think that's what, again, the evilest of evil.
Yeah, that had some Blazing Saddles vibes to it.
Watched that the other day, man. I've been talking about this a lot.
It's a movie they could not remake.
No, well, I like Clavon Little that plays it. He plays the sheriff in it. He's also in Vanishing Point. I think him and Gene Wilder, I think their pairing in Blazing Saddles is really lovely. Like I adore how they interact with each other. Like they kind of don't understand each other, and I just really like that about it. It's a lot of use of the N-word. Yeah. I don't know that I'm not the person to go with the authority on that one about. If I need to be, I will. I'm just saying. Look, man.
What is a choke and puke? What are they doing to Sally Field?
They're gonna drop her off at a choke and puke. We used to work at a choke and puke.
Oh, like a barbecue place?
Yeah.
Okay.
Full side of the road. And he's realizing
that's where he'll get off.
Yeah. You also look stupid when you do it, so.
Smoking with the bandit.
I just want to point out, like, she's around in like 2 seconds. She thinks he looks so cool smoking. She's trying smoking. That's how cool the bandit is. And then he tells her, "Don't smoke."
Damn, did you see the pants? Was that a stunt butt or was that the real butt? That's got to be a Burt butt.
The pants in this movie are the tightest pants of any, like per capita of any movie. I don't think there's any disco movies made that had this many tight pants in them. I wonder. Never mind. Yeah, Chad says she's a terrible smoker. Yeah, and she's smoking his cigarettes, man. No, look how sweet. This is a lovely moment here.
Duh.
It's shot really well for somebody that's had never directed a movie before. Like I got to give him credit where credit's due. This was lightning in a bottle. The second one's terrible. I don't know how I ever thought. I guess I haven't told the story yet. So yeah, I saw the second one first, and I was telling my dad about it, and I was just like, "Dad, I've seen the greatest movie ever made. It's called Smokey and the Bandit 2. It's about the bandit." I just wouldn't shut up about it. And so he was like, wait. This movie that you like is Smokey and the Bandit 2? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, you didn't watch the first one? And I said, Dad, I just told you that I watched the apex of filmmaking. Why would I watch an inferior title, you stupid rube? I was 7. A week later, or a couple weeks later, I'm coming back to his house. He had recorded off of his satellite dish this movie.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, we
I'm sorry.
What?
$1.50 for 2 cheeseburgers and a tea?
Gas, they paid you to take gas back then. It was so cheap.
Man.
Yeah. But no, so
oh my goodness, that's that Buford tea. Man, they're so close together.
So this is like that moment in Heat when Robert De Niro and Al Pacino meet. This is the anyway. So yeah, my dad tapes this one, and I come over to his house after having my mind blown by the second one. I watched this one and was just like, I don't need to watch any movies ever again. This is the greatest thing I've ever seen, and it has been my favorite movie ever since. I don't talk about it as much because nobody's watched this movie. I only know like 3 people that have seen this movie, and 2 are my parents. And the other one is because I forced him to watch it. You make 4.
So
I had to invent a whole show.
You have a weird way to put notches in your belt.
Yeah, I know. I go a long way around it. I got visions. I got plans.
Knocking down mailboxes.
Mm-hmm. Look at him. Man Act was a big thing in the news back then because people were getting kidnapped and stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Is that the big one?
There was
he just had a little heart attack.
Call your mama. Get her tell her to go to the hospital. Now look, you can judge this. That's not the right way to get into a Trent top.
Wow, no, feet first.
Yep, feet first. The snowman would have done it right.
Where's she going?
That guy is talking about a woman because he's going like this and then like this, the background guy.
Hell, that toilet paper. I'll charge him for that.
See? Gross.
Nice.
He's the devil. Made his son, we were talking over it, but when they get to the restaurant, he's like, what do you, he's yelling out to his son. He's like, what do you want? He goes, hush puppies, Daddy. He's like, hey, we ain't got time for hush puppies.
Didn't you just run out on somebody?
Oh my God, that car. This car.
Like, that's more suspicious than you just casually turning around.
Oh, for sure. This car, they've only had for like 12 hours. This is the next day. The thing that impresses me the most is that he goes from getting the deal with Big and Lillian's Burnett to the snowman's house, and on the way buys a car. I've never gone to a lot and left the same day with a car.
Yeah.
He you know what? I'm wondering if he stole it.
Maybe.
I'm just saying, it was very quick.
He's got to live up to his name.
He just steals he steals everything. Like, he steals like the salt and pepper shakers at a Choke and Puke. He's a klepto. He's got his whole trunk's full of just tchotchkes.
He stole the Pootie.
Booty came to him. I've never tried. I've tried a lot of automotive crazy things. I've never swapped seats mid driving. I don't want to try it.
I have, but it hasn't been that tight.
Ain't a whole lot of room in a Trans Am.
I did it in a pickup truck.
Really?
Heath in a going down I-20.
Oh yeah. He's always driving the Chevys, the big Chevy pickups, little step sides. Oh. Can you tell a stuntman directed this movie?
So funny story. I have a similar story to this.
Oh my God. Yeah, you please tell this story. Yeah.
Do you remember that? Were you in the car with me?
Yeah.
I don't remember who all was there. So
it was me and a girl in the back seat. I'll never forget that night.
1993 Ford Mustang hatchback.
It wasn't. It was the Tempo.
That was the Tempo. The Mustang we destroyed in Heath's field. Okay, so the baby blue Tempo. Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, the Tempo mental.
Yeah, I love that car. It was great.
That thing rode like a dream, man. Mm-hmm. You could run over like speed bumps and it would never move.
It was like going to the store riding a couch. It was amazing.
Flat. It was so awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm driving. There's 6 people in the back seat. There's 3 people with 3 people in their laps. Mm-hmm. You know, each person's got somebody in their laps, and there's somebody up front, and there's somebody in their lap. I was the only one without somebody in their lap.
Mm-hmm. You were busy
for safety.
Yeah,
for safety. I was driving, and so we're going to this dead end road that I lived on when I was in kindergarten. Mm-hmm. Right there off of airport. And so we're going, but it changed a lot from the last time I was on there. And all of a sudden we're just hauling. It's nighttime. Can't see hardly anything. And I get right up on this bar going like straight across to like block traffic from going in. Just like this cattle guard bar.
Yeah, there was a field. There was a field over there that it was like a like had like a small stadium for doing like practice football. And so they chained it off so cars couldn't go over there.
Right, but we all look at it and we think that it's a bar, and so we all freak out. Everybody's just
I thought I was dead.
Down.
Yeah,
everybody that was in a lap thought they were dead because they couldn't get down far enough. I hit the brakes. We're on gravel. We just slide underneath it. It just turns out to be a chain that just goes right over it, and we all scream and we're looking at each other. And I'm like, well, we got to do that again
to get back out. Yeah,
we got to get out of here.
Oh my God, we
got to do that again. That Tempo, I put through so much crap. Taking it on the tennis courts.
That was the second time I thought I was dead on that same road. If you went the other direction, there's another road that meets up to it, and it was raised up. I was coming back in the middle of the night. I was in the Malibu, and I was driving faster than I should have been, but I wasn't going crazy. But I was probably going like 45, 50, and I probably should have been going 25. And I was thinking, isn't there a stop sign on this road? And that's when I saw the stop sign, and it was way too close to stop. I tried, but I launched the Malibu into the air. I cleared 2 lanes of traffic. Wait, it wasn't traffic, 2 lanes of road. Landed, both of the center hubcaps shot off in different directions into the yards, and we skidded to a stop. I was with 3 other people, and we all just sit there. And I was like, "Is everybody okay?" And they're like, "Yeah, it was awesome." I'm like, "No, it wasn't. I'm never doing that again." Oh my God, my car.
I don't know. My hat blew off, Daddy.
Daddy, my hat flew off.
He talks like he's like on NyQuil.
There's a guy. He might be. There's a guy.
They're doing it again. I think they're doing this just for fun now.
Well,
I think I'm gonna lower your belt buckle. It's huge, isn't it?
Best comedy, most highest. No, what is it? Highest earning comedy of 1977.
The pinnacle
of filmmaking. The second one, they smuggle an elephant. The third one is a taxidermed swordfish, and the bandit's not even in it. I can't tell you what happens in the 4 made-for-TV movie ones. I've watched 2 of them. I don't fucking know. They're like a fever dream.
Which cheeks?
So funny.
I'm glad I did that.
Funny story about this.
Oh God!
In real life,
that's not Sally Field.
No. That's Mrs. What's his face? The other guy. I didn't catch their names. So this right here, they 100% hit that kid on the right.
Really?
Yeah, his kid's alive. It's fine. It wasn't, but he's fine. It's okay. But they fucking hit him with a car because the grass was wet and it just slid. It just went.
And the kid was probably too close, anyways.
Yeah. Chad says Jesus. You're right. Yeah, it's off the chain. Well, I was gonna say if the bandit had been driving, it wouldn't happen, but they made it out okay.
Can we watch that? You know what? The more I hear that guy talk, good for Sally Field for leaving him.
But he's tall.
So
it seems to be all people.
So are trees.
Well. Yeah. Let's go, baby.
You gotta say over.
They
Conversation's still open.
They know.
He probably did double click.
They nod at each other and they can tell.
Oh, okay.
Because they're best pros.
Do they really have time for this?
Yeah. Again, it only takes 20 hours.
I know. He was talking about they're being behind.
They got it now.
Damn, he even had time to go get a personalized license plate.
Yeah. Boy, the courthouse
he must have knew
fast.
somebody. He must have knew somebody at the prison.
Now that I have this theory, Jad says dog needs a burger real bad. Fred's hungry, man. He's been gnawing on the cab of the truck. So this adds to the theory that maybe there's somebody else pretending to be the bandit. Maybe there's a whole other movie we didn't see that had been happening. Maybe he already stole that car and had it in the truck at the truck rodeo.
Just waiting. Yeah, had it on Night Rider up.
Driving
around in the back, waiting for a score. And then he bought his own car.
Not the last time that I was at your house, but the time before, I watched the entirety of the first season of Knight Rider. It was awesome. Like at night,
remember that.
Like going to sleep. Yep. Oh my god, it's so good.
I remember.
I love that show. This right here. This is the apex of this movie is right here.
I didn't know that about gypsies. Wow. There's a question. Oh. Well, she's swooned by that now, but eventually she's going to want to settle down. You can't put a leash on the bandit.
Don't get ahead of the second movie, my guy.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Also, something's wrong with that cantaloupe. I'm not going to eat it anymore. I had a second piece, but I don't know how. I don't
Is
know.
it fermented?
It tastes like pizza. There was like a meat taste the first go around. So I was like, I don't want to eat it, but I'm going to try one more. I might get sick, but yeah, the cantaloupe's no good. I have to throw that whole damn thing in the trash.
Looks like you infect cantaloupe either.
There we go. Yeah, I wonder how many people knew that you used to have to like pay to use a bathroom like that. Like if I heard correctly, it was like a situation like Aldi with the quarter in the shopping cart. I think you get your dime back. I don't really know what the purpose of the dime was. Or maybe you didn't get it back, but you had to pay a dime to use a bathroom back in the 70s.
It's kind of steep whenever two cheeseburgers and a drink cost $1.50.
Yeah. So 15% to poop it back out.
It's crazy. God damn.
They still have so far to go. You drive super long distances for work every day. If you had to drive from the Mississippi River to Atlanta, how excited would you be about that drive? That's a long drive.
It's yeah, it's a haul.
Yeah.
But just like from here to Atlanta is like 6 hours.
Oh, I keep forgetting that. Yeah. Because where we used to live, we were only like
No,
an
it'd
hour
probably
and
be
a half,
like a
2 hours.
12-hour drive. 11, 12. Or well, from the edge of Mississippi. Nah, because it don't take no time to get across Mississippi.
I do like anytime I've gone across Mississippi.
Not on the bottom part.
I've gone. I guess I was probably a little further north a couple of times I crossed over. I didn't mind it because it was not as hot as Alabama. Every time I've gone through Mississippi, it's felt like 5 or 10 degrees cooler.
I don't ever want to live in Mississippi, but I like when I have to work out there. I like just driving through Mississippi.
Yeah, it's pretty. There's a lot more going on there that people are sleeping.
It's just not as busy.
Yeah, nobody goes there. Unless you're what's his face? Morgan Freeman.
Oh. Yep. That was not right.
Yeah.
Bama state line. We'll see if I recognize anything. Which they're not going to be coast-side if they're going to Atlanta.
Mm-hmm. You and I used to drive over to the line of Georgia to pick up cigarettes and scratchers a lot.
Yeah, before they changed the smoking age.
This is what I pictured. Every time. Yes, I want the T-tops off. It's important. Can you wear a wedding? You always wondered why I asked you to wear a wedding dress. Now you know.
If I didn't know, I would have done it so many more times. I've been like, yes, dude. I do. A little spinner.
Yeah. Oh, here we go, baby boy.
But that's a lot of company.
Everybody's a dickhead in that police department.
"2023 is just like
right. He just sits there.
There was no time to get a plan. Bright stickers. Oh wow, he went around a whole building.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, Pontiac gave him a whole bunch because I don't remember there actually being Pontiac police cars, those models. But Pontiac gave him a whole bunch of them when they also gave him like I think like 3 or 4 Trans Ams to wreck.
That was not some.
This guy. Man, Sarge is an asshole.
Yeah, the people he's got working for him are stupid. He got this black car screaming at him. He's like, "It's coming." Shoot it.
This is my favorite shot. I can't imagine they could use these tires when they got done with this. Just melts them right off the car and then dunks them in the water.
That's like chasing footprints.
God. Right?
The power in those cars.
But those boards don't work on water. Not unless you got power. To Back to the Future.
I was like, okay. I was about to say he's going to make it through it, but the water's going to be too deep for his car.
Yeah. Womp womp. The bad guy drove the car till it sunk. This next part may be racist.
Probably.
Actually, we may be pausing before that. We got a little less than a minute here.
I wonder if they got the idea for the car from Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Oh, I don't know. That would have been.
No, I'm sure this movie was first. Yeah, because that was in the 80s.
Yeah.
I think he let go of his hat now.
He's just helping his daddy. Oh man, I hope we get to see it before we do the break. We're gonna go a little over an hour. We're gonna see this one part.
Okay.
We have to, and then we'll decide is this racist or not.
Okay. Oh, okay.
There's no need for this scene. This guy just like fucked you, Buford T. Justice.
Oh.
All right, let's pause it, everybody. 3, 2, 1, pause. All right, I got it at an hour 14 seconds, so we did pretty good. Decide for yourself, was that scene racist or not? Mostly because the music changes all of a sudden for no, it could have been any other song.
It had to have been an Asian person that just happened to wreck the car.
Having said that, though, maybe it's not. Maybe he saw him up ahead and he's like, "Oh, that's Buford T. Justice. We know he's racist,
CB,
and I'm gonna get him." I don't know. You decide. But we're going to take a little break here. Let's see if I can get the timer to actually work this time. So what I'm going to do is put on the screen the 5-minute 5P timer. That's so you can do personal time, PPs, and poo-poos. So we're going to leave here, and you got 5 minutes to come back, and we'll pick it up from there. We'll talk for a little bit when we get back. So see you then.
All right.
made it just in time. I walked back in right when we were at 10 seconds. I think I pushed that one a little too close. How's it going, man?
Hello there.
Also, I messed up again on the timer, so you guys may want to advance it to 1 hour and 16 seconds because I am stupid. We'll make sure we have it on the right one. Okay, so this is going to be a little bit longer of a mid-movie break because I got to talk about something. I need your help. I need the internet's help on this. I need to get a hashtag started because one of these days I'm going to remake this movie and I've already recast it. I need the hashtag Pedro for Bandit to get started because Pedro Pascal needs to play the Bandit in the remake Bandit movie. He absolutely does. He looks like him and he's a great actor. He could pull it off. Sally Field, Frog, she's going to be Amelia Hartford. She's a YouTuber, but she was just in the Gran Turismo movie. She's done a bunch of other acting and stuff too. For Big and Little Enus Burdett, Rex Lynn, he's an actor who's been in a ton of action movies. If you know him, you would say, oh yeah, he's definitely Big Enus. Little Enus will be BJ Novak from Novak from The Office. See, I know so much about him already.
Yeah, Novak.
He had a part in Inglourious Bastards where they called him the Little Man. So I thought it'd be funny if he was Little Enus Burdett. But
I liked him in Office.
Yeah. So Buford T. Justice and Junior is Clancy Brown and James Marsden because mine's going to be a horror movie where Clancy Brown chases him across the country to try and kill him. That's what I thought was interesting. You brought up Joyride earlier because I don't want Clancy Brown from like Ahsoka or anything else. I want him from Pet Sematary 2. I want that version of Clancy Brown chasing them. And so producers out there, just hit me up. I can get you a script real cheap. So anyway, what do you think about the movie so far, man?
I mean, it encompasses your 70s, rebellion,
the freedom, the open road, the ability to go where you want to go and show off and just be who you want to be instead of the man keeping you down. I saw a lot of interviews about people when they came up with the national speed limit, and there's like dudes in the 70s are like, oh, I think it's a sin. They ought not tell us how we can drive. And I'm like, a sin to tell you what the speed limit is? People were mad. Yeah. People wanted it to be like the Autobahn. But anyway, okay. Before I prattle on any further, you ready?
Yes.
All right, we're gonna start her back up.
My movie side.
Okay. We'll do same as before. 3, 2, 1, go. We'll go on go. You got it?
Got it.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go. I came right back when he said barbecue his ass and molasses. That could have been. That was so perfect. I love how mad he got. Put the evidence in the car.
But did it?
This. Evil. Even Vader didn't want to punch his wife in the mouth.
No, he actually killed a whole bunch.
A bunch of children, yeah.
yeah, he killed a bunch of children for her.
Everybody.
Started to go, is that spoiler alert? But I was like, wait, no, I don't know.
This movie's off the chain, man.
No, Chadwin said the Vader did force choke the shit out of Padme.
Oh, he did. You're right. To be fair, though, I'm only trying to compare it to 77 because
okay,
anywhere else it doesn't. I can't win that fight. I only pick the fights that I win, man. I love this. How this is shot. So this is something that I talk to people about occasionally in the South when you got all these,
like everybody's backyard.
Yes, exactly. In a specific like time of the year, this looks very like springtime. Because you'll get the overcast skies that make the greens just so deep and dark. You see how like the leaves are like a little bit wet and stuff. It probably, and given the fact that they shot that scene at the ball field and the car slid, the grass was probably wet from it raining and stuff. It's monsoon season for several months in the South.
Definitely April time.
Yeah. It's gorgeous. It's beautiful. It's really good cinematography. I mean, a lot of the frames in this would make amazing pictures or posters, or especially just. And the digital, like, upscaling and stuff, I think they did a pretty good job considering they haven't like given it like a 4K treatment or not. It probably never will get that. I'm the only person I think that's seen this movie at this point. And you all have seen it now. So, but seriously, hashtag for Pedro, help me out. I have not asked you all for anything except to watch this stuff and hit follow and like and subscribe. But other than that,
Yeah, I'll reach out to him.
okay.
I'll hit him up on IMDb.
Yeah. That would be a good on X or Twitter or whatever. Like, hey, we're both in IMDb, Pedro. Would you want to be in a remake of Smokey the Bandit that no one's making? But I just picture like the Donald Glover stuff.
I just need
Spider-Man.
a commitment. Like, it's never going to happen. I just need you to say that you'll be in it so I can be like, hey, guys, we had Pedro one time.
To be fair, this movie only got made because they got Bert to be in it. Everyone has a CB radio. I'm expecting the next person to pull one out of their pocket.
Oh, my goodness.
They have donuts, DONOTS. All he eats is burgers.
That place is happening.
Dude, yeah. What's the name of that place we used to hang out at and play pool? It had a restaurant. Q Time. I don't know why I asked.
Oh, yeah.
This reminds me of Q Time, like hardcore.
Yeah, because there's too many people.
And you could like still smoke it in there in the 90s.
Yeah.
In the early 2000s still. I know we're in a hurry and we're trying to get there a certain time, but I got to call Lynette. I got to call my wife. Took me another 10 years to find out what fakata means.
I'll Google it later.
I mean, I got the context of it.
Yeah.
I have conversations like this a lot up here in Wisconsin. Yeah.
Like Elton John.
Well, not it's usually like this. Do you know who Richard Petty is? You know who Richard Petty is.
Yeah, race car driver.
Yeah.
Well, race car owner.
I don't know that anybody that I talk to up here knows who Richard Petty is. See how sweet this is? Like, you can see their chemistry. You can definitely tell they hooked up after this.
You can tell they hooked up during this.
Absolutely.
He got roadhead in that car.
So this song is the Ballad of the Bandit. This happens to be my favorite. It's a sweeter one, it's a little slower. I don't usually listen to twangy country music, but when it's about the bandit.
Uh-oh.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Earlier in the movie, Snowman calls him up on the radio and goes, I'm up here doing what I'm supposed to be doing. What are y'all back there doing? He-in and she-in? It's just the weirdest way of saying that. It's like saying playing mommies and daddies. Oh. Oh.
Oh.
Kids, go to bed. Cover your eyes. Let's go.
Oh. Right there on that bridge that's just conveniently located out in the middle of the woods.
That he knows exactly where it is along the route from Texas to Atlanta.
Yeah.
Miss
Frog, I don't think you're the first one that's been there.
I want to take you to the spot that I think might be. I've never been here before ever. Oh, look, a bridge. We should walk on it. What a fortuitous surprise.
Oh no, my hat.
I fell off. Well.
Oh no,
it's like a samurai sword. It can't go back in the sheath. Yeah, you see how much skin he's able to pull off of Fred? He's like 120% skin. Mm-hmm. Oh. Now, remember what I said about Snowman? He can't fight, but he did take on an entire motorcycle gang by himself. So
That's true.
while he is getting his ass kicked, I wouldn't do that. I'd be like, man, I guess I gotta buy another dog, man. Shit, I'll miss you, Fred. I hope you like the biker life.
My God, those wounds set in so fast.
Again, that's just a room full of stuntmen too. They probably been drinking since noon. I'm like, I guess we gotta roll
He just
this.
came right out.
Yeah, man.
That's where the door goes.
Now, future spoilers. In the third one, Snowman kicks some ass. It takes him a little while.
Missing a tooth.
He looks down, somebody's stolen his kidneys. When that happened?
He wakes up in a bathtub.
Yeah. Bandit, I don't know where the truck is, man. I don't know where I am. That was a lot back then for Diesel.
Wow. Yeah, like where was this guy when he was getting his ass kicked? Waiting to help. Hey, sorry you got your butt kicked. Here's something for the road.
I think that's something that stood out to me too. Like, there's this little middle of nowhere place he comes in, and like the owners and stuff know him. Like, I like how they're just known by people on the radio. They're known by people, places that they go. Here we go, baby. Touch my dog again. This guy here is my favorite.
For her. That old school Pizza Hut.
Oh yeah. I wonder if in Europe that's actually Taco Bell. Like Demolition Man.
I don't know.
You think there's a European edit of Smokey and the Bandit where they've digitally taken out Pizza Hut? When I do the remake, we'll make it Taco Bell for that joke. There we go. My horror remake of the Bandit.
Oh my God, that was a hard stop.
I don't know who Roger Crawford is. I think he's an actor. I wonder why he held back on this little squirt. $30 years. I think I said 50 earlier.
Oh my goodness.
Dude, he's raw, man. It's the same thing.
You think he was on any blood pressure medicine in this movie?
Is Jackie Gleason still alive? I feel like his heart had to have popped doing a scene like that.
It had to.
Because I didn't ever watch, was it Honeymooners, I believe was the show that he was super big for? I know in that one was the To the Moon Alice, so he was always yelling at his wife in that. that was what regular comedy was back then, was a guy pissed off about his wife.
Really got him to turn around quick.
They bleeped out that F word to get the PG-13, I bet. Just barely snaked it in.
Okay,
there.
but what was he?
What?
Well, I mean, so whenever he came up to that cop was stopping traffic for some reason. But while he was out there pushing them around the road, traffic just left. Everybody's just gone.
These cops are arguing. I'm not getting in the middle.
What was everybody there for? What happened?
I don't know. I wonder if it was like a roadblock or, that's a good question. Maybe it showed like a little wreck or fender bender or something. That means we're going to have to speed now.
Yep.
Oh,
Oh, really have to cook.
bap. What are they doing?
Uh-oh. They ain't doing anything anymore.
They were smuggling their own Coors beer across the line.
Damn. He must have did a good job.
He's the bandit. He's a legend. You may have heard of him. There's several songs about him in one movie.
Acid rock.
Mm-hmm. And the TBS version is at least he kept it clean.
There's just no regard for safety.
I'm more impressed with the hair because they actually are going down the road. I had to, the reason I started putting gel in my hair is because the T-tops.
Wow.
Yeah, there's a
Barbie RV.
right.
Oh, his hat's off. I wonder what they're doing in there.
Well, there's only one thing you do when you take your hat off. Ooh la la. There she is, bad smoking again.
Yep. Just pull it out of her mouth.
Yeah, she looks like a grandma when she smokes a cigarette. Every guy that isn't a main character is talking about a woman's body in this movie. Anybody in the background is going,
Let me tell you something about it.
oh, they're in our
Oh, that's Alabama State Trooper.
there it is.
Is that State Trooper? That's State
If you
Trooper.
get pulled over by an Alabama state trooper and you receive a speeding ticket, it's $210 to pay it. Ask me how I know. I've paid 13.
How many of you had 13?
13, yeah. And I got an illegal tent ticket. I got a speeding ticket and the tent ticket on the same time. You know what? There's a story I want to tell in a podcast I'm working on right now, but I don't think I've told you this story. But you and I used to try to make movies when we were in high school as well. Crazy Tape.
Right.
It's like a long running project. And we always borrowed cameras until eventually got to the point where I wanted to buy our own camera. I was going to get a high 8 camera and I had like a way to sort of edit. Like I was really pushing it forward. But I worked at a barbecue restaurant and it takes a long time to get the money for a high 8 camera. I saved up for weeks to get this camera. I get off work at Betty's and you remember the parking lots across the road, the little gravel lot. I got my paycheck and I was like skiffing across the parking lot. I'm going to Circuit City and I'm buying a camera. I'm going to go make movies with my friend. I was so damn excited. I get in the 1982 280ZX, the sleeper with the T-tops off. I didn't even put them on that morning. I came out of the gravel parking lot sideways and I went down
so
East
many
Street.
Volkswagens on that highway.
Oh yeah. Coming down East Street, I go over to whatever the street is next to that train track. I see no cars. I just dump the hell out of the clutch, dog. I went through 4 clutches in that car. I just shot that car right out into that road. And just the biggest fishtail you've ever seen. Just, wah, wah. I barked it into second. I'm hauling ass down that road. It's like a 35 speed zone. There was totally a cop there that I didn't see. I did it like, it's almost like I did it for him. I see the lights like a second later. I'm like, oh my God. He pulls me over. The cop's like, what was that all about? I said, I just got my paycheck and I'm really excited because I'm going to Circuit City to buy a camera to make movies with my friends. And I'm really sorry that I did that. I was just in a really good mood and I'm sorry. And he still fucking gave me a ticket. I have asked them to give me a break. There's so many things I've tried. Everybody just gives me a damn ticket. Sometimes they make me get out of the damn car. I did used to drive a little wild. I don't do that anymore. All I had to do was move to a city where there's no streets with a speed limit over 25.
There you go.
Yeah. I ain't had a speeding ticket since I moved here. Ain't no place to speed.
Can't get to him.
He's in the rocking chair.
How convenient His mirror's gone. That's his side mirrors.
Which one?
The state trooper, whenever he got over in front,
Mhm.
he didn't have a side mirror, so he couldn't look over his side mirror to see if the
You gotta look
bandit
back
was
to
right
Bandit.
there.
You don't look behind when you're in pursuit of the legend. You only look forward, man.
Mm.
This guy.
I probably would have taken a peek back though.
I don't know why this scene is in this movie.
Oh my God, Little Beaver!
I don't know why that's in this. It's so awkward. They don't talk to any of the other truckers in this convoy. It's just the boss, and then it's Little Beaver.
And this Little Beaver and the other dude looks like somebody's gonna have to say, "I never seen it coming" before sometime on the news about him. Discount gas.
So at this point, they would have gone through the first day. They're now there's Little Beaver again. They show the other truckers in a second, like that guy with the flat cap. The dude looks like
Oh
a
my
thumb.
God!
Yeah,
He looks like an Irish boxing coach. Oh my God!
let's go, baby.
Man, they come of all shapes and sizes.
Dude, it's the truckers, man. They're in their office. That's their domain. They have to move through it to accomplish this. And they love him because they talked to him on the radio. Because the bandit didn't always ride around in the Trans Am. He just got the Trans Am for this mission. He was just a truck driver. So he was probably doing all kinds of crazy shit to the cops. A lot of hookers in that RV.
Yeah, they were.
This guy's great. It's the guy that's in all the old horror movies. Vincent Price. I think Moose Twit didn't get edited. Actually, I don't know. This whole part is in the Ted Turnerized version.
I don't know. It looks a little risque.
There was a lot of movies that I watched on TBS and TNT that I had to then rewatch when I got older, when I found out that TV editing was a thing. And how I found out about it was Silence of the Lambs, because I watched it on TV and I was like, oh, okay, that's interesting. And then I was at school talking to somebody about it, and they did the, would you fuck me scene, like Goodbye Horses.
Yeah, the tuck it and stuff.
They were talking about it at school. I was like, what are you talking about? And they're like, Silence of the Lambs. I'm like, I saw it. I don't know what you're talking about. And they're like, you should watch it. I'm like, I did watch it. And so I went and rented it from Blockbuster. I had never seen that scene before. And I was just like, oh, okay.
It's all crazy.
This is different.
Yep, it's a different part of the movie. You ever tuck it and stand in front of a mirror?
No, but it did sneak in my back door. So I'm mixing what they're saying with it. No, I never tuck it in the mirror. I don't spend a lot of time in the mirror because it's not fun. And I like having fun. Because there's an image of what I look like in my head, and the mirror doesn't agree. So in my head, I like Burt Reynolds.
Uh-oh.
You're
damn right you would.
You know how many times I've told a cop, like, oh, I didn't know it go. No, sir. I don't know why you pulled me over. This right here, baby. Yes. This cop done fucked up now. You see, you've entered into his domain.
Uh-oh.
Only one of you is or two of you if it's it depends on who you're riding with. They didn't account for that.
Big old windshield.
Yeah. We learned in the first episode of the TalkOver that the hammer means shifting gears. It doesn't, but for the purposes of this, it is.
There's Pursuit. Oh, there's another one. Yep, I've seen that a million times. It's exactly how they do it.
It just like barrel through a dirt
yeah, they're
berm.
just like, yeah.
Zero regard for their own safety.
Right. Yep. Oh.
It's a little, you know what it is? It's Roadhouse minus the house, because it's a lot of stuntmen doing a ton of stunt work. Because that Roadhouse had tons of stunt people in it just for all the fights and everything. But it's also the thing that I don't. What?
It's not Saturday. What's that have to do about?
Because he's in the water.
motel?
Like, it's your off time. You know, you go fishing, you go play in the water. It ain't Saturday, son.
And I'm from these parts.
It's a little too country for you. Yeah,
I guess so.
Yeah, there's a lot. When I was a kid, I'm like, I kind of know what they're talking about, but I'm not 100. Oh yeah, so I better watch this 5,000 more times. I could probably reenact a stage play of this by memory, maybe.
Uh-oh. Well.
Ah, it's the damn Bandit again, and he got a car this time. Shit. Damn it. I don't even know what he's hauling in that car. He can't hold too much in it. The whole car lifts off the back wheel when he does that.
They were just like, hey, guys, we got to shut the interstate down for a minute for filming. We're just going to drive through everything. Medians.
Yeah, I wonder.
Off ramps, wrong way.
I do wonder how much they did, like they got permits, or how much of it was like guerrilla shooting. Because there were movies back in the day where they were just like, all right, hurry up, let's shoot this thing. Instead of paying for a permit and shutting it down and all that stuff.
Yeah. That was a big time for.
Yeah, if anybody's wondering, it's true. In 1977, every individual living in Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, and Texas owned a CB radio. My parents owned 3 of them. Oh, Aiden's checking this out. Say did Fast and Furious.
Yo,
did Fast and
Bandit.
Furious movie? I don't know.
Did Fast and Furious what? Didn't the second one do guerrilla filming? Oh,
the second Fast and the Furious, maybe. I don't know. I should look into that, because I love Too Fast, Too Furious. Unironically, I could talk about that for days. That's Hot Pants here. She's also on that podcast I listened to with Wynette. So there's a podcast with her and the girl at the beginning that pretty good. Check them out. Retro Zest. It's interesting.
Blues Brothers did some guerrilla filming for some of their car chases.
Oh, they for sure did.
I
am wondering about that, about Fast and Furious. I'm gonna look that up, because eventually I do want to. I don't know if I'll do all the Fast and Furious movies, because I don't want to speak ill on this, but I at least want to do 1 and 2.
Yeah, I think 3. I think I've only seen up to the 3rd or 4th.
That's all you really need. That's all you really need. That last one.
Fox Hunt.
Yeah, people were real liberal
Oh
with
my God.
with words like that back in the day. I think now the thing to do is put like FUPA on your truck. I feel like truckers really started. Truck drivers got into that for a hot minute, and truck nuts was definitely a thing.
Yeah, I still see truck nuts every now and then.
Yeah. He's got a beer tap for his shifter in that little rat rod. I love that too. He's in the car with oh my God, watch this. What a dick. Maybe
she was so excited.
Maybe that's why like the Bandit so much, is because everybody else is an asshole. You know?
Jeep.
Oh yeah.
We got ourselves a convoy.
So you got all the people to help them out. They love them. There's a Bronco. You love Broncos.
Those Broncos I do.
They are cool. There's no Jeep, or it might be the same Jeep.
And there's no Jeep.
You brought up the Volkswagen. Those were like insanely popular. My mom had a cut down Volkswagen. Like a lot of people had them.
Yeah, there was that one little section where it showed them on the interstate, and they like passed a blue one, and then they passed an orange one.
Well, it was sort of the Honda Civic of its day when you think about it. So it makes a lot of sense there'd be a ton of them, like affordability and usability.
And it was made for the Autobahn, so of course it's going to be good for the interstates.
I still kind of want one. So like when I was growing up, the first movie that infected my life was Ghostbusters. When I was in first grade, I wrote on the little piece of paper, what I might have been second grade. Whenever you start writing, I had a thing of what do you want to be when you grow up? I put Ghostbusters.
That cop didn't care that. Okay, he does. I was gonna say he passed in a no passing zone.
Yeah.
What
did this guy think he was going to do?
A blinker.
God, he just hangs the ass into that car off the road and doesn't eat shit. He's the bandit. See, now he's full bandit because he's on. It's like this is it. You know, I'm not getting pulled over. You know, I didn't make it all this way to get a last round knockout. You know what I'm saying? And the car kind of matches the
loud
truck.
As hell now.
This could be a problem getting the beer out of the truck.
Yeah, you got. Unless you get there and then you're like, this is home base, and so they can't do anything. They have to help you unload it.
They drive through with the doors open on the back of the truck and just gun it so they all. Here you go, Big Enus. Bye bye. Chad says Bandit's got a call and a favor from a buddy who has surfaced air missiles for the helicopter. There'd be some guy at his porch. Hey, Bandit, this is porch sitter. Come on, you head in my direction. And he pulls out a bazooka.
Some guy named Possum who lives out in the woods. They got to get a signal to Possum.
You're like, don't
let
off like that hammer, son.
If that hammer gets below 80 miles per hour.
Also, Cletus, not Cletus. Classier.
Yeah, it is.
Let's go, baby. It's on now.
Oh my God, he did his best Adam Sandler impression right there.
Yeah,
the snowman. Coming through. Passing, no passing zone.
I would love to know, but not enough to do it myself. But I would love to know how many moving violations are committed by non-police officers in Smokey the Bandit. That'd be fascinating.
The entirety of the movie? Oh,
yeah.
That one's a huge one. That's a big no.
I mean, we would say, you know, speeding everywhere. So every county. So we could sort of like mark that off. Or that's an easily track downable thing. That guy just brought his trumpet to the fucking race. He's like, I got my beer. I got my trumpet. Let's go. It's race day, baby. Boogity boogity.
Look, they're all there for the beer.
He's hauling ass, too.
We want beer. Give me those sweet coors.
I was trying to explain to somebody about how race car drivers don't actually care about the audience because, like, there's so many race fans that get killed at races because they'll just stand at the road. This right here. Pfft, he got it. He made it. Okay.
Oh, that was a good turn.
Yeah.
They had to have packed that truck tight because if there's any wiggle room, they got nothing but just busted bottles in there.
I thought about that because it's all just, it stresses me out how it's packed in there. These guys are like cliche stuntmen. Wait till the last second.
I don't trust anybody enough to tell me when to run. Be like, go now. No, I don't know. You might have had a bad day or your eyesight's off today.
Boom.
That dog has more legs than you.
Got more skin than most people. They just got to stop for a little cocaine, but they'll be good.
They had 10 more hours to go get the booze.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to somehow go from Atlanta to Massachusetts
in a drop top caddy.
18 hours.
In a drop top caddy with 2 horns.
Yeah, front and rear horns. That's.
Yeah, man.
I wouldn't have taken that deal. I'll be like, no, you got to give me another 28.
Shit. This movie is packed. It is packed, stacked. They don't quit. They don't let up on this one. You know, the guy that ran the Cannonball in 2006 said that 2 things you should buy is beef jerky and a joke book because you'll get real tired of the same person for 24 hours. So that would have been Scumbum. Oh, there's 6 horns on the hood.
Oh my God.
So it's 8 horns on this car. It's the horniest car I've ever seen. Can't believe it took me 30 years to get to this point.
That's so loud.
Let's go.
That thing ain't gonna make it. Your evidence is dragging.
I think a wheel fell off.
Oh, there it is. Yep.
There we go, baby. Yeah?
I like it.
Oh, man. They're suggesting Masters of the Universe after that.
The Legend by Jerry Reed, sung by Jerry Reed.
Well, yeah.
Everything's Jerry Reed.
Oh, yeah. He did the opening song, which was The Legend. He did the sweet one when he takes his hat off, which is the Ballad of the Bandit. And then there's Eastbound and Down. There's also Westbound and Down for when they're going the other direction. A bunch of other songs that sorry about burping. A bunch of other songs that I haven't actually listened to. Maybe one day I will. Getting prepared for this, I came across finding out about the made for TV movies, and so I picked up a couple of those on DVD and watched them. Decided not to look for the other 2, but
DVD.
DVD, yeah. You know those like 5. Remember the $5 bin DVDs that would have like 4 movies in one. I picked up one that's Smokey and the Bandit 1, 2, and then 2 of the made for TV. Not even the 3rd actual movie. I don't know how that worked out, but one of the things that's interesting about this, one of those movies was directed by Brock Yates. Brock Yates was a writer for Car and Driver back in the 70s. He's the one that started the Cannonball Run. He was an exec producer on this movie as well. And I don't know why. I don't know how that came about. I don't understand how it went from one thing to the other. And I've watched documentaries. I've looked up stuff about it and can't figure out what the connection is. But my theory is that this movie was his like basis for Cannonball. So I feel like somehow Hal maybe knew about this, guy that wrote and directed, but I haven't found that connection yet. I don't know. It's just one of those things I'm hunting down like conspiracy theory. But that's enough of the nerdy talk about the movie. What did you think about Smokey and the Bandit?
I liked it, man. I don't know how many stars we're working with, but it's up there.
Oh, should we do like a ratings, like a something like that? Like how many?
Like a rating system, maybe?
Yeah, I will give it out of 3 talkovers. How many talkovers do you give it? I give it 3 talkovers.
You're gonna give it 3. The movie's 3 talkovers for you. What is your favorite?
So yeah, so out of 3, how many talkovers do you give it?
I'm gonna give it a solid 2.4.
2.4. That's pretty high. It's pretty high.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Well, so now you've seen it, and I'm probably not going to do the other ones because I've gone back and watched them as an adult, and the rest of them are terrible. The made for TV movies have the same intro. I actually, this is serious. I was joking about making the movie earlier, kind of. I was joking about a lot of other things, but something I'm serious about is that I think there's a day where I might do a podcast about the opening intro to all of the made for TV Smokey and the Bandit movies, because they are the most bizarre. I've watched them like the Zapruder film. Like I'm like studying every little thing. It's the weird. There's a lady that's singing this new song, because every movie has a song about the bandit. And so she's singing this new one about how he's the greatest man at sex or whatever she's talking about. But there's a scene where she's
taking off his hat.
Exactly. So there's a scene where she's on a TV and there's a bunch of kids in like it's either a classroom or a restaurant. I can't tell. I know that seems like 2 very different things, but if you saw it, you'd understand. But they're in this whatever room. They're watching this lady sing the song. She's got a denim long coat, like, a trench coat, but it's denim, red cowboy hat. She's singing the song. And then all of a sudden the kids turn around and the camera points to the back of the room and the lady's just standing there, not saying anything. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's the weirdest thing that I've ever seen. I took like screenshots of it because I was like, this is blowing my mind. I want to do a podcast series where every episode we talk about 10 seconds of that intro and just break it down for like an hour talking about what we see. Cause man, it's crazy. It is one of the wildest things I've ever seen. But none of it holds a candle to this one. I think this movie it's kind of perfect. It kind of like nailed everything. It's got a couple of weird things in it. There's a couple of questionable things, but coming out of the South, out of the 70s, I think that they did a pretty good job. They made a pretty sellable movie out of something that seems very, very niche, even though I only know a few people that's actually seen it. Well, that's it. We're going to get out of here. We're going to go do something else. I'm going to stop this stream. I still don't have an outro.
We talked over it.
Perfect.
Stamp it. Boom. Done.